Joining us now is TV personality and hygiene expert, Aggie MacKenzie. Listen, Aggie, I'm taking a lot of stick this morning.
I'm taking your side, don't worry, Kate.
Are you?
No, you
Well,
can't,
hang on. Wait to hear the evidence, Aggie, would be my advice. Because it's interesting, isn't it, that 90% of people say they never drop litter, and yet we know, because we walk down the road, that it must be more than 10% of people that are doing this. You see people do it all the time. I hate litter dropping, and I will take people to task for it. But maybe we don't perceive some of our litter dropping as littering. Do you know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Yes, I think that's right. And it's not just the bits and pieces of paper and coffee cups and all the rest of it. What about all that chewing gum that's stuck to our pavements?
Cigarette butts.
That's right. And I think those pieces of chewing gum are a real eyesore, and they're a big headache for local authorities to get rid of. It costs a fortune as well. But I think it all starts with parents, doesn't it, really, teaching their kids about not dropping litter, how it's an anti-social activity. Don't do it. There's no reason to drop litter, none whatsoever.
What about the idea of confronting people? Because as we saw in the film that each of our correspondents did, there were one or two people in the various areas they were that did confront them, and rightly so, but there were a few that just went up and picked it up after them and put it in, because it's less confrontational.
I think there's no point in being angry with someone who drops litter, because that just makes the other person angry, and then all of a sudden there's a big fight. I think it's
Do you do it, though?
No, I think it's much better to do it in a kind way and to pick up that and say, I'm going to pick this up for you because you shouldn't have dropped it. Please don't do it again. And I think shame is the way to go.
Yeah.
So if you shame somebody into
excuse me, I think you've dropped something, as if they might have done it by accident.
Giving them, well, if it's an empty coffee cup, they know that it's not real.
Giving them the chance to do the right thing.
Yes.
Now, often people will say, listen, it's not totally our fault. Some of the horrible, horrific litter eyesores are to do with, you know, fly tipping, and they blame perhaps lack of council collection, the cost of getting things removed. Do you think that is partly at the root of it, or is it somehow a psychological position that makes people drop litter?
I think, in terms of those things, people think, oh, it's someone else's responsibility. You know, it's like, it's not my job to do that for everyone else. But I think it is. It's a collective responsibility. Everyone needs to take their part in it. And, you know, it's a civic pride thing as well.